So Davie, Florida has become one of the more popular towns in South Florida outside of Fort Lauderdale. In fact, many of our clients lately have been choosing Davie over Fort Lauderdale, and for good reasons. I did a video about Davie maybe about 2 years ago, but this time I want to go a little bit more in depth and show you why our clients are choosing this very, very, very unique town of Davie over Fort Lauderdale. So where exactly is Davie? Davie's directly west of the Fort Lauderdale International Airport in the southwestern portion of Broward County. And it's a large town, population of about 108,000 and just under 35 square miles. It's almost the exact same land size as Fort Lauderdale. And if you look at the borders, I know Davie's shaped kind of weird, but just following the main border roads, you have Griffin Road to the south with Southwest Ranches, Cooper City, and Hollywood. 441 to the east with Dania Beach and Hollywood, 595 to the north with Fort Lauderdale, Plantation, and Sunrise, and I-75 to the west with Weston. And it's a big town, so driving around can take some time, especially using the arterial roads. But overall, you're pretty centrally located as far as Broward County goes, and you have really close access to all the major highways of I-95, I-75, the Sawgrass Expressway, the Turnpike, and 595, which runs east and west. I mean, this is probably the best overall location when it comes to commuting and driving. You're really close to the airport, which can be anywhere from a 10-minute drive up to maybe 20 or 30 minutes if you're on the west side of town. And you're only about 20 minutes from the beach, from the Dania Beach Pier. And if you have to commute to Miami, you're still looking at about an hour. So why are people choosing to live in Davie? Let's just get right into it. Number one, and this is in no particular order, it's gonna be the access. You're close to major highways. You're close to the city, you're close to the airport, and you're close to beaches. There's also a lot of shopping and entertainment that's nearby, whether that's the local shops here in town, or the Sawgrass Outlet Mall, the Hard Rock Casino and Hotel in Hollywood, or Dania Point over in Dania Beach. There's at least 3 major hospitals nearby, and schools. There's a lot of schools in this area, which is the next reason that people are choosing Davie, is the South Florida Education Center. So it's a massive area here in town. That's all schools. There's 3 major colleges there. Nova Southeastern University, Broward College has a campus there, and FAU has a campus there. But it's not only higher education, there's also high schools, middle schools, and elementary schools, whether it's public, private, or charter. Another reason is gonna be the variety of housing and variety of pricing. Davie is like a one-stop shop, and this is something that you're not really gonna find in any other city anywhere in South Florida, where you can find everything from older homes, non-HOA, to small homes on small lots, to new construction, all the way up to multi-million-dollar homes on acres. That's why I call it a one-stop shop. And then of course you have nature and the parks. As you can see behind me, I'm at one of the many parks here in Davie. I'm actually at a county park called Treetops Park, which is massive. But there's a lot of parks, just town-regulated parks, in addition to county-regulated parks. Some of the bigger ones are Treetops Park, Vista View Park, Pine Island Reserve. And they have this cool little spot here called Flamingo Gardens, which is like this little botanical gardens where you can go see some flamingos. But Davie's full of a ton of nature. And then people are just moving here for the lifestyle. And there's something about Davie that really stands out. And we're gonna head over to a new location right now. But before we do that, I do just want to take this time to remind you that if you are enjoying the content, you should probably consider subscribing so you don't miss anything when it comes to living in or moving to South Florida. All right, so let's talk about something that stands out about Davie. And I'm here off Davie Road. And I showed you some of this in my last video, but we're in the wild, wild west right now. So something that really stands out about Davie is the fact that there's this small section right off Davie Road, and it just has this wild, wild west vibe. They kept everything with a small town feel. Kind of can't tell if you're in Arizona or Florida when you're down here. But this is a very small portion of town, something that a lot of people really appreciate about it. And I'm actually walking towards the rodeo grounds right now. So this right here is the Bergeron. I believe I'm saying that right, rodeo grounds. They don't only do rodeos here. I mean, they have car shows and stuff like that, but this is the kind of atmosphere that you get down here. And if you can tell, this area has been kind of stagnant for a while. It's obviously looked this way for a while. I mean, even the Taco Bell looks like it's in the wild, wild west, the gas stations, but they are developing this area somewhat to the point where they're gonna bring a little bit more life to it, but they're still gonna be keeping that old town feel. A lot of people in Davie really love this piece of town right here. All right, so we're about to talk about some real estate, but I just wanted to point out, as we leave downtown Davie, we're kind of heading back into some normalcy right now. When I say normalcy, I mean a little bit more modern. We're actually right outside of downtown Davie. Once you leave, we're at the South Florida Education Center. And so that's what's outside this window, which you probably may not be able to see right now, but we are approaching Broward College. So it's not far at all. And this is also where you're gonna find a lot of the more apartment living because we're near the college. So I'm actually gonna make a left here. This is Nova Drive. If we go down Nova Drive, then we're gonna hit FAU and Nova Southeastern University. And this is also where all of the middle schools and high schools and elementary schools are located, just in this small section as well. Real quick, one thing I do want to point out is just because there's this area in Davie where there's a lot of schools or a lot of colleges, I wouldn't consider it a college town per se, like Gainesville or University of Miami, where it's extremely lively and there's a lot of clubs, and yeah, you'll find bars in the area and typical stuff that college kids would like to do, but it's not gonna be extremely crazy like a big university town or anything like that. So I just wanted to point that out, that just because you're in small town Davie or old town or downtown, whatever you want to call it, where it's really quiet and calm and laid back, and then up the street you have the education center with 3 colleges, you're not really going to be burdened by that. You're not going to find crazy, out of control lifestyle over there. All right, so let's talk about real estate in Davie. Now, I know I just showed you the wild, wild west portion of town, but like I said, that's not what Davie is. Davie has variety here. It's a mixture of urban, suburban, and country. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of our clients have been choosing a town like this lately. And a majority of what you're gonna find is single family homes, whether it's non-HOA or HOA, gated community, non-gated, homes on very small lots, homes on 1 to 2 acres. You're gonna find it all here. It's a one-stop shop. You're not gonna find as much condo living here. Granted, you will find condos here because Davie is a big city. You will find apartments here, but a majority of the people that come here, especially our clients, they're coming for that suburban single-family living. And just to give you an idea, there is 198 single-family homes for sale in Davie right now, with a median sales price of about $809,000, but homes here do range from about $500,000 all the way up to $5 or $6 million. Now, there is a lot of neighborhoods here in Davie. It's kind of similar to that suburban kind of Parkland feel from last week's video. The only difference is not everything is gated here. And when you're in East Davie, that's where you're gonna find the older non-HOA homes. The further west you go is where you're gonna get more into the suburban, gated, rural homes on acres. Now, when our clients are looking in Davie, they're typically in that 700 to 800, maybe to 1 to 1.5 million price range. And that'll get you a nice 4-bedroom home with a pool that was built in the 90s. And one thing that Davie does have that a lot of South Florida doesn't have is some new construction communities, like Bristol Reserve and Long Lake Ranches, which are on the higher end. Those homes are in the upwards of $5 or $6 million. They're also gonna come with a lot of land. And then there's a community called Crescent Ridge, which is much smaller. It's only 65 homes. That one is about the 1 to 1.5 million price range. There is only 2 homes left available in there that are move-in ready. That community is completely built out. But that's kind of the problem here in South Florida. Not a lot of new construction pops up, and when it does, it's pretty much gone. But no matter what you want here, you'll find it, and you'll probably find it in your price range. And if you're thinking Davie may sound like a good place for you, or maybe it doesn't sound like a good place for you, I don't know. My team and I would love the opportunity to connect with you. We'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to us at any time. We'll hop on a Zoom call, figure out what area is right for you, and help you make your move to South Florida as smooth as possible. As always, I appreciate you watching. Until next time.